Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my live stream yoga class today. It's so good to see all of you. I've already got a few little requests for class today. We're going to work on a nice flow through the body, but also kind of stretch into our calves and get into a little bit just twists of the spine and kind of open up there. So today, all you'll really need is your mat. If you like to practice with anything else in particular, you know how to practice with blocks, feel free to grab those as well. But all you will really need is your mat and yourself. And if there's anything that doesn't feel right for you, always, always, always skip that pose. You do not have to do everything that I instruct. This practice is for you, and you know your body the best. You know it better than me, especially virtually here. Be mindful of your practice. So we're going to get started in child's pose. So when you come into child's pose, big toes are touching. Knees are open out as wide as you'd like. You'd even can have them together if you want, but knees open as wide as you like. Arms will stretch out long in front of you. And your forehead just comes right down between the arms. So child's pose is always available to you at any point during the class. You can always come into this posture. It's kind of a nice resting posture to come back into your breath, to come back and just notice where you are at in this moment. So as we pause here in child's pose, begin to feel your shins press down in towards the earth. Let your hips press back towards your heels. So just begin to feel that nice stretch through the low back. Feel your heart just melt down towards the earth. So you kind of open those shoulders a little bit more. Let the crown of your head extend forward as that point between the eyebrows is just melting into the mat. You can even kind of sway your head side to side if that feels good to massage that point between the eyebrows. And then as you stretch those arms forward, just crawl the fingers forward, feel length through the arms, and just relax in a little bit deeper, allowing the spine to lengthen. And just begin to feel a sense of groundedness here. Begin to check in with your mind. Just notice where it's at this morning. You know, coming into a home practice is much different than a studio, but this is where we can get a lot more of our practice of yoga mindfulness and really tuning in and tuning out those distractions around us, those distractions the mind gives us. So take a moment here, just check in with the mind, notice where it's at. And begin to deeply breathe in through the nose. Let your belly expand full as if you're pressing your belly towards your inner thighs and towards the earth. As you exhale, gently release that breath from your nose, smoothly out. Big inhale in, belly expands. Press your belly all the way towards the earth. Fill it like a balloon, full with breath. And as you exhale, softly release. Retract your belly back towards your spine. Use your breath, big inhale, belly expands. Feel the low back expand with that breath. And as you exhale, release that breath from the nose. Retract your belly back towards your spine. Full inhale in, breathe and fill your belly, fill your lungs, fill your breath all the way up to the top of your throat. And let your exhale softly release. Let everything go, melt towards the earth. So begin to take a few more rounds of breath on your own. Allow your inhales and exhales to deepen, to broaden. Begin to make that sound in the back of your throat, that oceanic sound, constricting the throat so that the inhales and the exhales are controlled, smooth, wave-like through the body. And as we're cultivating this breath together, begin to set an intention for your practice here. I invite you to think of whatever reason that you came to the mat today to practice, and let that be your intention. 2 more rounds of breath here. Now, as you take your next inhale, tent your fingers, create spiders with those hands. So you're just lifting the elbows, lifting the shoulders. Begin to walk your hands over to the right. So you want to keep your hips pressing back evenly. That left hip presses back towards your left heel. Feel length through that left side. So really reach over to the right. And on your next inhale, begin to crawl those hands back through center. Reach long. And as you exhale, walk those hands over to the left. Press your right hip back towards your right heel so you really feel length through that right side. Dip that right shoulder down just slightly so you can emphasize that length through the lat. Good, and begin to lengthen forward again. Inhale, reach those arms out in front of you. Exhale, release your elbows down, let it go. Take your next inhale to shift forward onto hands and knees, tabletop position. Let your shoulders come right over your wrists, hips over your knees. Gaze down between your thumbs. Roll your shoulders back, tilt your tailbone up to the sky, look up high, arch. And then as you exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Lengthen through the back of the neck, press up through that upper back. Good, inhale, roll your shoulders back, tilt your tailbone up to the sky, lift up. As you exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Good, inhale, shoulders back, tailbone high, undulate through the spine. Use your breath, exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Just feel that nice opening through the spine as you inhale back through cow pose, open the heart. Exhale, curl up and in, tuck your chin. A few more rounds on your own with your own breath. Use your inhales to pull your heart forward and your exhales to curl back up and in. If you want to find any other movements through these postures, maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you circle through the head and neck. Allow yourself just to find some nice dynamic movements if that feels right. You can always stay in that more linear cat-cow breath. Circle through the spine, maybe work into the wrists, turn the fingers in towards one another, circle around. You can even turn the fingers towards the knees, get a little deeper in the forearms and the wrists. About 2 more breaths, just opening through the spine, letting the shoulders open, letting the tailbone tilt and curl in. Good, and then we'll all meet in a tabletop position, neutral spine. Ground through those palms, shoulders right over the wrists. Tuck your toes behind you. Press your hips back towards your heels. So you'll feel a nice stretch through the arches of the feet and a little bit through your calves as well. Press in towards your palms, so you're really pressing away and towards your mat. Shoulders rolled down and away, gaze between your thumbs. Deep breath in, feel that stretch through the feet. And exhale out. Keep your toes tucked. Begin to walk your hands up towards your knees. You can keep your hands right in front of your knees if this is a pretty intense pose for your feet. If you want more, sit back onto your heels, palms come down onto your quads, onto the thighs. Good, so sit on those heels. Inhale, reach your arms forward, palms face one another. Right wrist stacks on top of the left. Begin to turn your palms towards one another. Interlace your fingers. Turn those knuckles down towards the earth and stop wherever is right for you. So you might be right here, you might be right here. Maybe you come forward. Feel that stretch through the wrists and the forearms. You can kind of circle back and forth, opening through the forearm, through the wrist. Good. And let's come back towards yourself with those knuckles, back all the way towards me. And then release your fingers. Untuck your toes, sit down on the tops of the feet. We're going to switch sides. So that left wrist comes on top of the right. Interlace your fingers. Turn your knuckles towards your body. Remember, stop whenever you begin to feel this stretch. So you might feel it here. Maybe as you begin to open up. Full extension will be the fullness of the stretch, but you do not have to go here. Deep breath in. You can even move forward and back. And just find some mobility in the wrists. Especially now we're probably using our phones and our computers a lot more than normal. So be kind to the wrists. Good. Slowly make your way back through center, all the way forward. Release your fingers, release your hands down to the mat. Spread your fingers wide. Tuck back through your toes. Press your hips all the way up to the sky. Downward facing dog. So this is your first downward dog, probably of today, definitely of class. So begin to pedal through your feet. Sway side to side. Maybe get little baby twists in there. Point one knee to the other side. Shift forward and back. Just let yourself kind of move into this posture, getting those little fidgets out. Sway your hips, maybe lift a leg, maybe the opposite leg. Get all those cracks and pops out this morning or afternoon, wherever you're joining from. And once you settle into your downward dog, take a look at your hands. They're about shoulders width distance. Spread those fingers wide, ground through your palms. Feet are hips width distance. So that's about 6 to 8 inches apart. Hips rise high to the sky. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. And you'll feel a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. So let's inhale up onto our tippy toes, lift those heels high. And then exhale, lower your heels down. Inhale up onto your tippy toes, press your hips high. Exhale, lower heels down. One more time, inhale up onto your tippy toes, lift through the heels, lift through the hips. Exhale, lower your heels down, downward facing dog. Take another breath here, inhale it in. As you fully release your exhale, begin to tiptoe your feet all the way up to the top of the mat until your feet come between your wrists. Bend your knees deeply. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll arms, relax your head and neck here. If it feels good to sway side to side with the weight of your arms, head and neck, feel free to move into that. Your knees should be deeply bent here. That will allow the low back to decompress. It allows the torso to rest on the thighs, just creating a nice heaviness through the body. This heaviness will also help relieve any anxiety. It'll help you feel more grounded. So close the eyes and just tap into that heavy, weighted feeling through the spine for a few more breaths here. Good. Let's release those hands down to the earth. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Bend your knees even deeper. Begin to unravel your spine, coming all the way up to standing. Ground through the feet. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and open them down the back. Palms forward. Good. Inhale. Reach your arms up to the sky. Now as you exhale, reach your right hand back behind you. So you're twisting to the right, opening your arms out to the right side. Keep your hips forward. Roll that right shoulder back. Look back at that right thumb. Inhale, swoop both arms up to the sky. Exhale, left arm comes down and reaches back behind you. Roll that left shoulder back, maybe even look back at that left thumb. So you want that left hip to press forward, right hip pulls back. Inhale, both arms rise up to the sky. Exhale, bend your elbows, drop your head back, lift through your heart, squeeze through your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift your arms high, mountain pose. Exhale, hinge and bow forward, forward fold, relax your head and neck. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back, flat spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back into high plank pose. I saw some doggies do downward dog on our Zoom conference just now. Good. Hips are in line with your shoulders. Press through your palms. Engage through your core. Deep breath in. Now as you exhale, lower your knees to your mat. Walk your hands forward. Melt your chest down towards the ground. Anahatanasana, puppy dog pose. Gaze is forward, heart is melting down to the mat, shoulders peel back. Tilt your tailbone high. Inhale, shift forward onto your forearms, slide your knees back, pull your heart through, Sphinx pose. So your elbows are just slightly in front of your shoulders. Lift through your chest, shoulders back, create some traction through the forearms. And then lower your heart, tent your fingers to the outside of your mat. Begin to roll one shoulder back, side to side. Maybe turn one towards one shoulder and then the other. Circle your shoulders out. It's okay if you hear those cracks and pops. Let's work into the shoulder socket. Good. Let's come back through center. Hands right under your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back, point your elbows back, take an inhale, lift your heart, baby cobra. Tuck your toes behind you, press your hips back towards your heels, and lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in, and full breath out. Bend your knees deep, look forward, step or even lightly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, halfway up, lift. Exhale, fold back over your legs. Ground through your feet, this time with a flat spine. Inhale, rise up to standing, reach all the way up and overhead. As you exhale, twist to the right, right hand reaches back behind you. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Take an inhale, breath in. Exhale, lower your knees, walk your hands forward, puppy dog pose, Anahatanasana. Inhale, Sphinx pose, shift forward, slide your knees back, pull your heart through. Lower your chest, tent your hands, inhale, roll one shoulder back at a time, circle in, rotate side to side, maybe even bend a knee, look back, twist. Good, and lower through center, hands under your shoulders, lift through the shoulders, roll them back, cobra pose, inhale. Tuck your toes behind you, press your hips back towards your heels, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in, and full breath out. Bend your knees, look forward, step or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Take your feet together, squeeze through your inner thighs, bend your knees deep. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. So in chair pose, tuck your tailbone down slightly, get deep in those hips. Weight is in your heels, so relax your shoulders down your back, get low in the legs. Deep breath in, stay with it. Exhale, hands to the earth, hips high, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back into high plank pose. Take an inhale in. Now as you exhale, your choice, chaturanga on the knees or full chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, scoop through upward facing dog or cobra. So upward facing dog, thighs are lifted, shoulders back, lengthen your arms. Exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Begin to bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Ground through that left heel. Reach your right knee high. Just feel that nice opening through the inner thigh, through that right quadricep. Square through your shoulders. Inhale, reach your right knee high. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of the mat. Keep your back knee lifted. Square your hips forward. Ground through that right foot. Take an inhale, crescent pose. Good. So let's set this crescent pose. Hips square forward. Relax your shoulders. Pull your lower ribs up and in. Good. Feel your weight sinking in towards your hips, but ground into that right foot as you lift through your heart. Good. Deep breath in. Now as you exhale, open, warrior two. Bend into your front knee. Ground through that back outer blade of your foot. Gaze is out over that right middle finger. Make sure you can see your right big toe underneath you, so open that knee to the right. Good. Turn your right palm to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior, lengthen back. Roll your right shoulder back, look up towards the sky. Inhale, back through center. Rotate your hands all the way down to the mat. Left hand comes down. Right hand to the sky. Twist. Good, that's it. Roll your right shoulder back. Stack those shoulders. Stay deep in that front knee. Pull your right knee towards your chest. Open out just a little bit more. Inhale. Good. Lower your right hand down. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, arms rise up into a low lunge. Good. Lift up through your heart, roll your shoulders back, look up to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, hands to the earth. Right foot sends back to meet the left, high plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack your hips open. Take a moment here just to reach that left knee high. Feel that nice opening through the legs. Feel your palms ground down equally in towards the mat. Square those shoulders out. Let your right heel press down so you really feel length through that right calf all the way up through the hamstring. Deep breath in, lift that left knee high. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of the mat. So we're just gonna stay here, set our footing. Ground through that left foot. Your back knee is lifted, strong and straight through that back leg. Good. Ground in towards that left foot. Inhale, reach your arms up, crescent pose. Nice. Press into that left leg. Relax your shoulders. Good, there it is. Extend your arms to the sky. Deep breath in. Square those hips forward. Lift up and in through your low belly. One more breath. As you exhale, open, warrior two. Bend into that left knee. Make sure you can see that left big toe down underneath you. Open that knee out to the left. Ground through the outer blade of that back foot. Turn your left palm to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. Lengthen through that left side. Keep that front knee deeply bent. Roll your left shoulder back. Good. Inhale, windmill your hands down to the earth. Keep your right hand down, spin onto those back toes. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Roll your left shoulder back, twist. So pull that left knee towards your torso. Stack your shoulders. Press your right heel back. Good. Deep breath in. Open out just a little bit more. And as you exhale, lower that left hand down. Send your left foot back to meet the right. Your choice to flow through a vinyasa. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, take a full round of breath here. Reset. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Good, inhale, lengthen, halfway up, lift. Exhale, fold back in. Feet together, bend your knees deep. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Biceps by your ears, get low in those legs. Exhale, hands to the earth, hips high, fold in. Inhale, lengthen, halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back. Inhale, high plank pose. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back, upward dog, or even cobra. Exhale, roll back through your toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, right leg high. Bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, crescent pose, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Left hand down, right arm high, twist. Lower your right hand down, lower your back knee. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the earth, right foot back, lower through your vinyasa. You can always meet in downward dog if you prefer. You do not have to do the vinyasas, because we'll always come right back here to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Bend your left knee. Stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place it to the top of the mat. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, open, warrior two. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill hands down, simple twist, right hand down, left arm to the sky, roll that left shoulder back, look up. Exhale, left hand down, right knee down, big breath in, low lunge. Good, lift through the heart. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step that left foot back to meet the right and lower. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Bend your knees deeply. Look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Good, inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, fold back in. Feet together, bend your knees deep, swoop your arms to the sky, Utkatasana chair pose. Now this time as you exhale, let's take our hands to heart center. Shoulders back. Press your heart towards your thumbs. So you want to press your collarbones towards your thumbs. Feel your heartbeat. Get deeper in those hips. Now as you take your next exhale, begin to twist to the right. So you might pause right here, gently twisting. Maybe you go into a full twist by taking that left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Roll your right shoulder back. Use your breath into your low belly to get deeper into your twist. Nice. Stay with it. Good. Inhale through center. We're going to switch sides. Exhale, maybe halfway or all the way. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Use it as kind of a lever to open your heart towards the left. Get deep in your twist. Roll that left shoulder back. Stay with it. Deep breath here. Use your exhales to get deeper in your twist. Keep those knees in line with one another. Nice. Inhale back through center, heart forward. Reach your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers forward. Hold. Relax your head and neck. Take a few deep breaths here. You can let your torso rest on the tops of your thighs. Maybe shake your head out, yes and no. Side to side. Let it feel good. Nice, let's release those hands to the earth. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. And as you exhale, plant your palms. Just step your feet back into downward facing dog. Press your hips high, deep breath in. And exhale out. Inhale, right leg, reach it up. Bend your right knee. Stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, crescent pose. Good. Exhale, warrior two. Open up. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill, hands down to the mat. Left hand down, right arm to the sky. Rotate, open, twist. And lower your right hand down. Exhale, lower your left knee down. This time, take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Lift through your heart. Roll your shoulders back. Look up. Good. Get a little deeper in the shoulders and the hips. Really press into that right foot. Inhale, arms to the sky, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the earth. Right foot sends back to meet the left. Lower down through your vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise, crescent pose. Exhale, open, warrior two. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse. Exhale, windmill, hands down to the mat, right hand down, open out to the left, twist, roll that left shoulder back. Lower left hand down, lower right knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. And this time, remember, hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Lift through your heart, roll your shoulders back, look up towards the sky. Hips dip low. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Left foot back. Flow through your vinyasa. Deep breath in, flow with your breath. Exhale it back, downward dog. So we're going to take 3 to 5 rounds of breath here in downward dog or child's pose. Take a moment, grab some water if you need some water. If you're practicing with anyone else at home, check in with them, even if it's your doggos, kids. Come back to your intention here. One more breath in through the nose. If you'd like to release it out through the mouth and really let go, feel that audible breath release. Good. Inhale, shift forward onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes behind you. Press your hips to the sky, downward dog. Now let's begin to walk our hands all the way to the back of the mat to meet our toes. Heel toe your feet out the width of your mat or even more. Your toes will be out, heels in. Begin to lower your hips down between your heels for yogi squat, malasana squat. So take your hands to heart center. Press your elbows to the insides of your knees. Let your hips sink low. Close your eyes, shoulders back. Weight dropping down between the heels. Imagine length through the spine, so you're reaching up through the crown of your head and you're grounding down through your hips. Pause here for another 2 breaths. Good. Now take that left hand to the earth, right arm to the sky. Roll your right shoulder back, look up, twist, open, press those hips low. Good. Inhale, hands come back through heart center. Exhale, right hand down, left arm high. Roll that left shoulder back. Sink those hips low. Expand through the chest. Use that right elbow to press that right knee back. Good. Inhale, back through center. Hands to your heart. Pause, one more breath. You got it. And as you exhale, hands to your mat. Turn your toes in and your heels out. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. Sway side to side. Feel the weight of your spine heavy. Backs of the legs elongate. Hips opening. And let's lower our hands down. Walk those hands all the way up to the top of your mat, coming back into downward facing dog. Full breath in and full breath out. Inhale your right leg high, bend your right knee, stack open. Exhale, place your right foot to the top of the mat. This time open up into warrior two. Inhale in, open. Good. Exhale, sink low. Turn your right palm to the sky. Lengthen your right leg. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse triangle pose. So reach back. Press through your right foot. Nice. As you take your next inhale, come back through center. Reach your right hand forward as if you're reaching out to grab something. And then tick-tock your arms. Right hand comes down towards your right shin, left arm to the sky. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips. Maybe gaze up to that left thumb. Deep breath in. Good, and then look down to your right toes. Bend into your right knee. Take your right hand, reach it out in front of your right toes. Shift forward onto your right hand. Shift onto your right foot. Maybe pick up your back foot. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Flex your left foot, engage through your core. Deep breath in, keep that gaze steady on the earth or on one fixed point. Good, and then as you exhale, slowly lower that left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Both hands down to the earth. Good, heel toe your right foot out to the right. Lower your back knee down, coming into lizard pose. Hands right underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift through your heart. And exhale, if you want more in this posture, you can always come down onto your forearms. You can even use your right hand along the inside of your right thigh and kind of press away, getting deeper into that hip. Especially if you want to get more into that hip and quadricep. Relax your head. Maybe even close your eyes, deep breath. Stay with it. Close the eyes. Now as you inhale, begin to crawl your hands back up. Tuck through your back toes. Heel toe your right foot towards the center of the mat and begin to extend your right leg all the way back up to the sky. Bend your right knee, open out. And release your right foot down, downward facing dog. Switch sides, inhale, left leg to the sky, bend your left knee, stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest, place your foot to the top. Inhale, warrior two, open out. Good. Left palm turns up. Lengthen your left leg. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse triangle pose. Big breath in, reach back behind you. Good. shifting back through straight-legged warrior two. Inhale, reach forward, hinge forward as if you're reaching up to grab something. Left hand down towards your left shin, right arm to the sky. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips. Triangle pose. Deep breath in, feel length through that right hip. Good. Stay with your breath. Gaze down at your left toes. Bend your left knee. Reach your left hand straight out in front of your toes. Tent your fingers. Shift your weight forward. You might hop up towards that left foot. Shift your weight into your left hand and begin to shift forward. Maybe you pick up that back foot, flex your right foot. Good. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Maybe your right hand's at your right hip to kind of give yourself some more stability. Maybe your gaze is at the earth. It's a more grounding place to have your gaze. One more breath here. Good, and lower that right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Both hands down to the earth. Heel toe your left foot out all the way to the outer edge of your mat. Lower your right knee down. We're coming into lizard pose. Hands are right underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward, sink your hips low. And as you exhale, you can come down onto your forearms if you want. You don't have to. That's just getting deeper into the pose, into the hips. You can even take your left hand, place it along the inner left thigh, and press your left knee away, roll your left shoulder back. You might get deeper in the hips. Your choice. Find what works for you, where you can find some equanimity in the pose. And that's allowing yourself to get deep into your posture, but in a place where you feel safe and where you're opening. Good. Soften through the face, maybe even smile. Healthy bodies to do yoga. Good. Hands come back up, crawl your hands up. Heel toe your left foot to the center of the mat. Tuck your back toes, left leg to the sky, reach it up high. And lower down, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Inhale your right leg high. Bend your right knee. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Slide your right knee right behind your right wrist. We're coming into pigeon pose. So if you know that you have anything going on in that right knee, or if pigeon pose is not good for you today, come onto your back for thread the needle. I'll instruct pigeon first. Hands by your sides, square your hips and shoulders forward. Sink your hips low. Inhale, lift up through your heart, roll your shoulders back. And exhale, melt in. Crawl your hands forward. Square your hips off. So you want your left hip to drop towards your right heel. And yes, you'll feel a deep stretch in that right hip. As long as there's no sharp or shooting pain going anywhere, it should be okay. If you want to try another variation, those of you who are happy in pigeon, stay in pigeon. If you want to find a variation, thread the needle is a good option. And that's coming on your back. Right leg to the sky, right heel to the top of your left thigh. Press your right knee away, and it might just be right here. Maybe you reach through and find your left hamstring. Relax your head and neck back and hold here. That's always an option to pigeon pose. Those of you in pigeon, stay for a few more rounds of breath. Good. Last full inhale in. And slowly begin to walk your hands up, tuck your back toes, right leg to the sky, reach it high. Exhale, lower your right foot down. Good. Inhale, left leg high. Bend your left knee, stack it open. Exhale, slide that left knee behind your left wrist. Right leg stretches back behind you. Left heel is close to that right hip so you can square your hips out. Take an inhale, lift through your heart, roll your shoulders back and lengthen. And as you're ready, exhale, walk your hands forward. To your degree, you might be on your forearms. You might be laying all the way down. You may even be staying up high. Wherever you are, you're just feeling that stretch through your left piriformis, through the hamstring, maybe a little bit into the low back, maybe a little bit into the glutes. Relax your head and neck wherever you are. Release your hands, soften in those little spaces. Often in this pose, we begin to clench up through our hands or our toes or our jaw. Just begin to let it go. Let yourself feel a sense of grounding, a melting sensation, a softness. A deep breath, stay with it, you've got it. Last full breath. Take your time. Begin to walk your hands back up. Tuck your right toes, left leg to the sky, reach it high. And release, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Now let's get one more calf stretch in here. We're gonna take our right leg all the way up to the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest, but then you just cross your right leg in front of your left. Press your hips high to the sky. So if you can see my legs, they're crossed in the back. Hips are high. Good. You should feel this through your left calf. Just kind of pressing that heel down towards the mat a little bit more. Good. Hug your right knee back towards your chest. Reach your right leg high. Inhale. And downward dog. Exhale. Switch sides. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Cross your left leg over the right. So you want your left calf to press into your right shin. That will press your right heel down so your hips press high, press in towards your palms. Feel that nice stretch through the back of that right calf. Good, left knee towards your chest. Inhale, extend that left leg high. And exhale, downward facing dog. Begin to lower your knees down towards your mat. Cross your ankles behind you. Shift your hips forward, out in front. Shift your legs forward, out in front. And then take your left foot to the inside of your right inner thigh. Good. Ground down through those hips. Take an inhale, reach your arms high, lengthen. And as you exhale, hinge and bow over that right leg. Relax your head and neck. Square your shoulders towards your right leg. You should feel a nice stretch through that left hip and through your hamstring. So oftentimes our left shoulder likes to lift up like this. Bring it down towards the earth. So you want to square those shoulders out. Forehead towards the leg. Deep breath. I know it's hard to not look at your toes and think, oh, I need a pedicure. But let it go. Bring the mind back. Good. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, take your hands down by your sides. Soles of the feet together, knees open out. Hands interlace around your feet. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back. Exhale, walk your hands forward or keep your hands on your feet. Butterfly pose. Feel that length through the low back. Relax your head and neck. Good. Begin to walk those hands back up. Extend your left leg out long. Right foot comes to the inside of your left inner thigh. Scoot so that you can face towards your left toes. Square off. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. And an exhale, hinge and bow forward. Good. Use your breath. Lead through your heart towards your toes. Deep breath. Square your shoulders out, so drop that right shoulder down in line with the left. Stay connected to your breath. Beautiful concentration. Staying dedicated to your practice. Big breath in and breath out. Good. Inhale, rise back up. Soles of the feet together again. Knees apart. Hands interlace around your feet. Roll your shoulders down and away. Lift up, lengthen. And exhale, hinge and bow forward. Use your elbows, press those knees away. If you want to crawl your arms forward, get deeper. Feel free. Either option, hands in the feet or reaching out long. One more big breath in. And big breath out. Good. Inhale, rise up. Close your knees together. Take your feet to the top of the mat. Scoot all the way up. Reach your arms out on either side. Begin to roll down onto your back. Heels come close towards your hips. Hands by your sides. Press your hips high. Coming into bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Maybe your hands crawl underneath and interlace underneath, shimmying your shoulders up under your back. Knees parallel, hips with distance. Press your hips and heart high towards the sky. Ground through those heels. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Slowly begin to let this go. Bring your low back to the earth. Begin to hug your knees towards your chest. Give your knees a squeeze. Extend your left leg long out in front of you. Hug your right knee in. And begin to take your right knee over to the left. Right arm out to the right. Twist your spine. Keep your shoulders down on the earth.
You pray for the sunshine.
Deep breath into the low belly.
You pray for the sunshine.
Good. Inhale back through center. Hug both knees deep in towards your chest. Extend your right leg long. Hug your left knee deeply in towards your rib cage. And then exhale, take that left knee over to the right. Left arm out to the left. Keep your shoulders grounded. Gaze to that left thumb. Feel that twist through the low back. Feel that breath into the low belly. One more full round of breath here. And slowly come back up. Hug your knees deep in towards your chest. And then extend your legs towards the sky. Reach for the outer blades of your feet. Happy baby pose. Hug your knees along the outsides of your rib cage. Shoulders relaxed down on the earth. Maybe pull one knee down and then the other. Maybe extend one leg if that feels good. Maybe extend the other. If there's someone next to you, maybe give them a little love kick. Good. Relax those shoulders. Feel the low back decompressing. Good. And then release those feet, extend them up to the sky, shake them out, make them like jello. Good, hug your knees deep in towards your chest. Give yourself one big final squeeze. Deep inhale in. And exhale, let it go. Lay down on your mat, close your eyes. Shavasana. Let go of all control here. Let yourself feel heavy. Let your breath draw in softly, in and out. Bring your mind's eye to the point between your eyebrows. So as your eyes are closed, feel your attention draw upwards. Maybe you see a ball of light. Maybe you see black. Maybe you begin to feel light. Time in your own way. You can feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. If you would like to begin to move about and get on with your day, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Begin to feel your breath draw deeper into your belly, letting it rise and fall. And in your own time, in your own way, you can meet me in a simple seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your mind quiet. Take your hands to heart center. Bow your chin, close your eyes. Come back to your intention that you set at the beginning of class. Allow this sense of peace that you cultivated during your practice stay with you throughout the day. Thank yourself for coming to your mat and taking this time for you, so that you may live more peacefully with light and bring that light to everyone else that you speak with today. Honor that light that dwells within each and every one of us. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Namaste. If you're joining me on Zoom this morning, please stay on and we'll chat a little bit after class. If you're joining on YouTube, you can catch this stream again on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Hawaii time. And that will be posted on my Instagram, Katie Marie Yoga, or if you hit subscribe, you'll probably get alerts for that as well. Again, thank you so much for joining. Aloha.